No doubt heat has taken its toll on a lot of folks. It does change things when you end up having to stay inside a lot more than perhaps you want to over the summer. It's always funny, you get to May and June and everybody's excited because summer's here and it's great. And it wasn't too long into summer when everybody's saying, oh, when is this going to end?
Amy and I decided to use this year to move.
Is that right?
It was loads of fun.
And you waited till it was 110.
Yeah, that's right.
Good
we waited for
you.
the hottest days.
Well thought out.
I'm not a smart man.
No, you are not. Dr. Fahmi Farah is a medical expert and board-certified invasive cardiologist. Dr. Farah, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
What would you do if the board didn't certify you? You're still an invasive cardiologist.
That would be bad.
All right.
Well, we're glad they did.
Yeah, we're happy that they helped you out there. All right, how does heat affect your heart?
Excessive exposure to heat can cause a number of damage to your heart, and it can even cause a heart attack. It can damage other organs as well, like kidney failure, liver failure, all of that, if you get into heat stroke.
How do you know you're going into heat stroke? I always hear that kind of just sneaks up on you.
Absolutely, it does. So heat stroke happens, it's kind of like the extreme form of heat exhaustion. Your core body temperature rises rapidly, and when that happens, when you actually get into heat stroke, your body's mechanism to cool down kind of goes away, and so you lose your ability to sweat, and so then it becomes like a vicious cycle and just rapidly rises the body temperature, and that's when you get into trouble.
Is it one of those things, though, if you do kind of detect that it's going on, you can stave it off, or once it happens, are you just kind of screwed?
You do get the warning signs before you actually get into heat stroke. Most people experience exhaustion. They're just sometimes they get dizzy spells. So they'll get headaches, sometimes confusion. So yeah, you do get some warning signs, and you can get yourself out of the heat and help yourself before it gets to that dangerous level.
We're speaking with Dr. Fahmi Farah, a medical expert and board-certified invasive cardiologist right now. Brad had a question for you.
Yeah, after we just talked about the bad air quality that we have here today, how does that affect someone with a weak heart?
That's a very good question. So yes, bad air quality, air pollution can affect the heart as well. There's a correlation with air pollution and heart damage. In fact, there was a study done not too long ago this year that came out that was done in China, and they did a correlation with duration of exposure to air pollution and how it can lead to things like heart attack and heart failure. In other words, just heart disease in general. And there was a direct correlation, and they saw that the timing matters, like the amount of exposure timing matters. So the higher the exposure timing, the higher the chance of damage to the heart. So
the recommendation is that they stay inside until there's a little wind to kind of stir things up in the afternoon. Is that the right kind of advice to give?
Well, yeah, avoidance. Avoidance is the right kind of advice to give. That's correct.
Dr. Farah, we've decided in this room that the heart is the most annoying organ because it can just suddenly attack you with no warning, and you don't know that it's coming. It's just like it can turn on you all of a sudden.
Hey, heart wants what it wants.
Well, I guess so.
Yeah, I guess so. Why does the heart hate me?
But what do you, I mean, for example, Monty said he's going on an all-cheese diet. Now,
some bacon is going to
be included in it. It just seems like it seems like everything you do kills you now. How do you take care of your heart these days? Food is processed. Everything's bad for you. It's too hot, too cold. I mean, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, it is. It's not actually that hard if you think about it. You're right. There are two very key components to taking care of your heart. That's the foundation, and it's the heart healthy diet and exercise. When it comes to diet, I usually recommend the Mediterranean diet because that's been proven to prevent heart disease and slow down plaque building process and things like that. Really, it just comes down to clean eating, more vegetables, less red meat, less processed meats or foods in general, because those tend to carry a lot of preservatives and sodium, so that's not good for your heart. less butter, use olive oil, and more there's a push towards plant-based diet. The most recent American Heart Association recommendations for heart-healthy diet really goes towards plant-based diet.
So what I got from this discussion with you today, Dr. Farah, is I can go to my wife today and tell her I don't have to move any more boxes according to you.
Well, no, you do have to exercise.
Oh, no. That's not what I wanted to hear.
This is not going the way we'd hoped.
Come on, help me out here.
All right, now let me ask you, as somebody who does have, I take cholesterol medicine, and I'm curious, can you reverse, I mean, I went and did the heart score where they put you in the machine and the thing spins around you and all that, and the guy came out and he gave me a card to a funeral home.
Oh gosh! So
I was a little concerned about that. Can you reverse that that plaque score?
It's a yes and no. So the reason I say that is absolutely heart healthy diet at any point. And if you have high cholesterol, talk to your doctor, get your cholesterol level checked. And if it's high, you should be on a cholesterol medicine. Mm-hmm. With all of that, yes, you can potentially reverse your risk score. However, what I will clarify here is, for the most part, if you have plaque built up already in your coronary arteries, the amount of plaque built up usually does not reverse by itself, unless, of course, you put a stent in there and open it up. So there's a difference here. Yes, the risk score, yes, you can reverse that. But if you already have plaque built up, you cannot reverse that, for the most part, statistically speaking. So there's a distinction here, but I want everybody to understand and be encouraged that at any point, it is always a good idea to take that medicine if you have high cholesterol and take that step to eating healthy, because it will always help you.
All right. This is Dr. Fahmi Farah, a medical expert, board-certified invasive cardiologist. Dr. Farah, thank you so much for your time and your sense of humor today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.